These are three of my favorite typewriters, and this is one of my favorite books of philosophy, Seneca's On the Shortness of Life, written around 49 AD. What would it look like to combine this text with these typewriters? Let's find out. All right, so first just to say something quickly about each of these three typewriters. First we have here a Hermes Rocket made in Switzerland. It's otherwise known as the Hermes Baby. This one I got in the United States and brought over here to Europe, so it has an American keyboard. It types really great, so the paper stander on this one just pops right up. Bing! And then here, this is technically a Brilliant Junior. Brilliant Junior is the brand, but it's also a Groma Kolibri, which you might have heard of if you're a typewriter nerd. Basically, this is a East German typewriter that was sold in West Germany, and it's much better known as the Kolibri, and I have some in my collection here I can show in the future. They're cool typewriters. It's kind of an iconic typewriter. If you've ever seen that film, The Lives of Others, that has this typewriter that a playwright is writing a political tract on, that is typed on one of these. They type really well, and they're designed to be like a portable briefcase typewriter. But in West Germany and in like the West more broadly, it was marketed under a different label as Brilliant, or it was purchased and then resold. But that's a very nice typer. And then finally here we have an Olivetti Lettera 32. Pretty well-known typewriter. I think this one's late 60s or early 70s. It has these square keys. Really beautiful. And here its stander goes like this. It's got one of these double kind of bunny ear style ones. Yeah, and to come back over and do this one. This one doesn't have a spring. You just kind of fold it up. So let's then turn to Seneca and see what it means to combine Seneca with these three mechanical beasts. Okay, so let's start with the Hermes Rocket. So we'll load in some paper. I like to use off-white papers. I find that if you just use a bright white like a computer paper, it just doesn't look as nice somehow. Often with the type, it depends on the ink ribbon you're using, but okay. Let's dive into our On the Shortness of Life. So where are we going to begin? Seneca, teach us. Perfect. Okay. Here's a line. All right. Why do we complain about nature? Switch here. She has acted kindly. Life is long. If you know how to use it. Boom. Okay, now we've got the Brilliant Junior. That is the Western marketed Groma Kolibri. And again, to type something from Seneca's On the Shortness of Life. Seneca is a Stoic Roman philosopher who's well known for his attitude towards death, that death is inevitable and humans are mortal and we should accept that. And also that, we should live life to the fullest. He's Stoic in the general sense that, like Epictetus or Marcus Aurelius, his view is that we should focus on what we can control and all the things that are outside of our control. That is, things that are attributable to fortune or fortuna. Those things we should accept and try to flow with. And so let's look at another passage from old Seneca here typed out on our Brilliant. So to that theme of that we must adapt ourselves to that which we cannot control. So you must match times swiftness with your speed in using it. Nice bell. They all have got nice bells. This one's got a great little bell. And you must drink quickly, as though from a rapid stream that will not always flow. So, at least on this one, just forget how these individual machines work. There we go. Okay. Okay, and finally we come to the Olivetti Lettera 32. Let's do it. Italian machine. Often in this era, you can compare Italian, German, Swiss, French, Swedish, American, Japanese, British machines that were in the market. I'm based here in Germany, and so this is an Italian machine, but one that was sold in Germany. And the keyboards, of course, were adapted country to country. This is the classic Olivetti color scheme, just as this other one, the Hermes Rocket. This sort of mint green. So this sort of green blue, I don't know what you'd call this, a turquoise characteristic. You can recognize it from a mile away. Okay, and I'm going to set the margins a little smaller on this one. Let's do it. So our final passage from Seneca's on the Shortness of Life. What will it be? Okay. All right. Seneca was like a philosopher's philosopher. That is to say, a philosopher who sort of rubs the back of philosophers. So let's see what Seneca has to say about philosophers. Of all people, only those are at leisure who make time for philosophy. Only those are really alive. This is what it looks like when those three typewriters think Seneca's on the Shortness of Life.